There you go. Whew. What's up, Raza? What's going down, Brown? Tu sabes. You know how I get down. 5-minute break. Where my fine one? Damn. Whew. Got the AC on. What's happening, Raza? What's going down, Brown? Tu sabes. You know how we get down. Big shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, the 5th. Right? Wednesday, Tuesday? One of those freaking Wednesday. Anyways, how's everybody doing? It's hot. Tired. Haven't had a 10-minute break. What's up, man? How's everybody doing this evening? Big saludos, big shout out. Why is Facebook tripping? Okay, let's start over. Facebook is tripping, so we're gonna fix it right now. All right, let's go. All right. What's up, man? How's everybody doing this evening? Ontario in the house. What's up, in a long time? Lolo. What's up, homie? Lost my brother Charlie Compton to cancer. Dispensa, homie. Thoughts and prayers to you, man. Man, that's hard. What made you shape your beard or whatever it is like that? Well, Holmes, that's old school. You know, that's the old school look. That's that old 70s look, homie. You know, I'm a 70s kid, so I love that style. You know, it's all that wholesome whip style. You know, might not be to your liking. I could respect that. You know, maybe you like. You know what I mean? To each his own. Different strokes for different folks, right? But anyways, hey, much love and respects to everybody, man. I just read right now that one of the canals, Charlie, has passed, man. Dispensa, man. That's thoughts and prayers, you know. And that's heavy, man. You know. Life is short, homie. You know. So I'm gonna try to bump some oldies as we go, you know. Some underground oldies. Saludos, brothers. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Hey, big shout out to you guys. Double tap that screen. Rockin Chicano. Nice meeting you on Sunday in Rialto. Orale, what's up, Jimenez? Yeah, dog. Man, homie, it was hotter than a beep on Skid Row, dog. Chica Sumale, homie. My phones kept dying out. They were overheating, you know? And I forgot to bring an umbrella. But I was able to just capture a little bit, homies, you know what I mean? But they died out on me, you know? Sal, what's up, homie? Where you been at? Everywhere, man. Man, I've been everywhere, just filming and filming and filming. I haven't stopped, you know. It's been a blessing, you know. Week dropout, who's that? Oh man, please, dog. Don't listen to the freaking guys. It's all bull crap. But anyways, you know what? My channel. Let me explain something to you, homeboy. I'm not hard to find, homie. Got my shop here, got my cell phones, got my cartona. You know what I mean? I live my life. I don't trip on nobody, you know? I'm here, I'm down for whatever's clever. You know, I'm not down for all that social media gossip bull crap, homie. I don't play that crap, homie. I'm OG, OG as they come. I don't play all that computer stuff. Call me up, leave me a message. More than welcome to meet you anytime, any place, homie. You know, that's all we do. Facebook net bangers. What's up, Johnny? Mike, what's up, homie? Same here with my gimbal acting up too. Yeah, dog. You know, we how can I say it? You do the best that you can in your life, homie. You know, and they're always gonna talk smack. They ain't gonna like you, this and that. Always haters are gonna come in your life and come out or whatever. Dog. I'm here. Here's my shop. What you want? What you want to know, dog? You know what I mean? I really don't trip on nothing. I could care less who, what, when, where. I'm my own man. I've been there and I've done that. And I'm real thankful for everybody that always been tuning in and giving me props and saludos. Not only that, but calling me up. Hey, homies, we're concerned, dog, because, you know, people this, people that. That's fine. I'm here. I'm in the calles. I'm at the shows. I'm in the calles. You know, they're like, yeah, homies, you know what I mean? We got your back. You know, and I'm blessed, homie. You know, I don't trip on nothing, dog. You know, I don't make my feria out for gossip. You know, I don't make my feria out for gossip. We just come and chill and freaking kick back and have a good time. Positive, help people out. You know, you're disrespecting. You get home. I guess you guys don't have disrespect. You don't have a lie, homie? I don't get it, big dog. But anyways, I don't trip on nothing, dog. I got my own cantona. I got my own business. I don't fall into the gossip, dog. I don't. You know, dog, when you're doing good and everything's coming with you, dog, there's always going to be oppositions, and you got to be prepared, you know? The feds are watching. Yeah, dog. Yeah. I'm going to tell you one thing, dog. I do know that Judas get on here, correctional officers get on here. And one time when I was in the border, the Jaina goes, like, you're Rockin Chicano. Like, yeah. Oh, man, I watch you, you know? And I'm like, okay, cool, you know what I mean? What do? You have a business, right? Yeah. So I went with it, you know what I mean? But yeah, they be watching, you know what I mean? You just gotta be careful. I'm always careful on the things that I say, you know what I mean? I don't incriminate myself, you know what I mean? I keep it cordial, respectful, and I just do me, you know what I mean? People ain't gonna stand, can't like what you're doing, business, whatever. Suck a freaking neck, you know what I mean? I'm not hard to find, whatever, dog, you know what I mean? Anytime, any place, I'm here in my shop, and I'm really in the freaking calles. I'm in the calles all the time, you know. But I'm blessed, dog. Daniel, what's up, homie? Yeah, dog. Definitely. I feel you, dog. That's what Carlos Santana said. What high school did I attend? John Glenn. I attended John Glenn. Semi. But I was always busting juvenile home. Oh, thank you for the gift, man. That's a perrito. Oh, that's cool, man. That's real cool. I expect that. Dog, you should get some tattoos, but maybe that ain't you. I just think you suit them. Well, I have my own tattoos, dog. They're old. They're like 30-something years old. Thank you for, what is that, a whale? Thank you, Deputy Lynn. See that, dog? It's probably a Judas. It says Deputy Lynn. Gracias, man. I appreciate it for the gifts. Hey, thank you. A galaxy, homie? Oh, man. That's some feria right there, dog. I appreciate it, Deputy Lynn. I mean, thank you. It's a blessing. You know, I know that Judas CEOs, they turn in here. Hey, thank you for the machine, the money machine. You know, that's a trip. I'm just tripping out because I never, you know what I mean? I just come on here, Holmes, always, man, and everything is positive. Never have I spoken negative, you know what I mean? If you want to clown, we could freaking clown. You want to talk myself, we'll talk myself back and forth, but to an extent, you know what I mean? This ain't no drama. This ain't no freaking show of who, what, when, where, and this and that. I've never spoken like that. As long as I've been in social media, I've never claimed Sureño, Sur 13, I'm from the South. I don't play that stuff ever since I've been on here. I don't say my placazo, I'm lazy, but no, I don't do that. My name is Anthony, Rockin Chicano, you know what I mean? I went through it, I lived it, I passed, that's it, my life, and been out 20 years and been contributing to the community. I've been sober all them years, so I don't get caught up in no drama, no altercations, no who's what, who's running what, and thank you for joining my club. I don't trip on none of that. I never have since I've been out, and I never will. I could care less, I'm a businessman. I got my Holly, I got my kids, I'm straight, I'm feeding my dog, I don't live off of drama, I don't stir things up, and I'm just cool like that, you know what I mean? But don't underestimate this old man, because this old man still got it. But I keep it cool and cordial with everybody, you know what I mean? It's all about going forward. Orange, Simo, Orange County, Juice 714. That's right, Holmes. The future was all that matters. That's true, you know what I mean? When I wasn't indicted TV, they asked me that question. I said, I don't really trip on the past. I don't trip on who, what, when, where. I'm too focused in the future, And if I could be an example for somebody, then why not, homie? Why not? Why sit there in the same old, get locoted out, go back to the system, this and that, get caught up in drama, I don't. I just live my life. I go to the shows. I film for you guys. You know what I mean? I enjoy my life, homie. I'm not getting caught up in any kind of drama, altercations. You know what I mean? Out of sight, out of mind. You want some, kids, call me up. My inbox is there. You know what I mean? There's no need for me typing and all that crap. There's always my inbox. Rockin Chicano, my company in Whittier. I got nothing to trip on, you know what I mean? But at the same token, you know what I mean? I'm still that old man, but I keep it cool, I keep it cordial, But I always keep trucha. I'm blessed, I'm alert, you know what I mean? And it's true, there's vatos here always watching, dog. I noticed that. Buddha's been on here, I noticed that, And I tell the people, that's a threat, homie. Why don't you inbox me, get at me, instead of saying it out there? Because that's a threat. It falls under a threat, dog, But I guess they're young, and some people like to bang, and, some people want to gang bang. What does your attitude have to do with your body? I know a lot of your homeboys from back in the times, but it's childish things, though. You know what I mean? I'm going to set it up north, Arizona, Nevada. I'm blessed, But we always get on here. Arizona in the house. What's up, homie? How old am I? I'm in my 50s, Ghost. I'm in my 50s. Yeah, I'm an old cat now. Saludos y respeto from Bay Area, Fremont, Califas. I appreciate your time, Greg. Yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you guys. It's always been a blessing to be on here, and every time I come on here, I take you guys to the car shows, to the scenes, the motorcycle shows, the SWAT meets, the car meets. I give you the best that I can, and of course during the week we come on here and we talk a little bit serious. You know what I mean? We get one-on-one, just a little connection, so you could, you know what I mean, get back on track and focus and don't lose track and keep going forward, and always uplift people, dog, it's a trip how I have a life that God has gave me, and I always bring him up. I always do. And how God has gave me this life, this opportunity after spending many years in prison, in and out, and now that I have it going on and the ball is rolling, you know? It's a trip because I've never pictured myself in front of a phone, in front of a camera, and motivating and talking to people and always pushing people and using things as an example so our gente could go forward, you know? But yet, when we do that, there's always individuals that can't stand the blessing, can't stand, I'm talking everybody in general, not everybody, but a lot of people out there, they can't stand where one person moves forward, you know? But the thing that I trip is that they never see nothing behind closed door, what it took to get there, you know? The strife, the struggle, the hurt, the pain, the finances, getting up in the morning, you know? The whole family, whatever we had to do, you know? The letdowns, the setbacks, you know? And it gets hard. But it's been a long road and a long journey, you know? But with it, it's a blessing. How long can you stand? How long can you run the path, you know? The path is made for everybody. It's up to you whether you're going to run with it or not. It's up to you whether or not you're going to pursue the things that you need to pursue in your life. It's up to you. I could only explain it to you. I could only break it down to you, certain things, but it's up to you. I know during the week I'm filming and I'm going to shows and doing the whole desmadre and joking and clowning, but during the week, tuning in, you know? Where you at in your life? Are you pisteando? Are you getting high? You know? Are you tripping? You know what I mean? I know I bumped the oldies and I throw kabila, I throw torica, we'll clown, you know what I mean? We'll talk masa, whatever, you know, clowning, you know? But also you get your individuals that don't like you, you know? Individuals that want to go against you and try to take the blessings. But the thing is that whatever God has meant for you is not for me. Whatever God meant for me is not for you. But I could show an example for you to pursue, you know? And we're going to keep on going forward always, you know? This guy thinks he's someone to give advice. Well, doc, let's see. Let's go with his topic. El Pita. Pita, I hope you have something to give, dog. I ain't no one to give advice. Ándale, El Pita tripping. Well, let me see if you have anything on your platform or pictures or a business or anything like that, dog, because I want to see it, you know? A vato that just was the crap and doesn't have nothing to show, then, you know what I mean? You ain't, your word ain't no good, dog, you know what I mean? But if El Pete, what? Okay, so then add me. I'll show you money. All right, I'll show you money. Maria, you on there? Let's go. Go ahead. Where's Maria? I'll see. Oh, Peter, please keep it classy. Yeah, it's if he has feria, how do I add you, dog? I'm trying. Okay. Where you at? You're not on here. He has a profile picture. Does he have feria? Does he have a business? Accept the request. Where you at? I'll show you what's up. Get on here then. Let's see what he has to do. Where you at, dog? So get on here then, fool. Get on my live, homie. You have to accept it. Well, go ahead, do it. There it is. What's up, homie?
What's up, you fucking beaner?
What?
I said, what's up, you fucking beaner?
Damn, homie, like that, dog?
Yeah, what do you want to see? You want to see money?
Oh, shoot. What's up, fool? Is that you, homie? Is that you that gets on the YouTube and all that?
Man, fuck you. Don't try to act like you know me. What's up with that fucked up beard?
What's up, fool? Anytime, esse. This vato.
Anytime what? Anytime what?
Ah.
You don't gangbang. You don't gangbang.
Ah, they gave me a
You little bitch. Yeah, that's right.
Ah, man. Hey.
Are you scared?
They gave me a violation.
What?
They gave me a violation.
Yeah, because of your fucking face. They probably think you're an animal.
Hey, this vato, you guys listen. This guy gets on YouTube and TikTok and talks a lot of masa, and he tunes into the shops and talks madness, and he talks a lot of bad words. But I just got a violation, fool, man. But
You're
anyway,
scared, bro. You didn't get no violation.
I did, fool. I did.
I bet show us. Ese.
How, dog? Okay.
Well, you figure it out. You're Mr. Fucking Perfect.
Freaking vato, dog. You're freaking too much. But anyways.
But when I see you, I'm gonna catch you, bro. When I see you, I'm gonna catch you.
I know, dog. I know your lines. I know your lines already, dog. But anyways.
Yeah. Hey, you look like one of those homies dolls that I used to get from the fucking little vending machines, but you were the fucked up one that nobody wanted. You were the one that kids would cry when they got, bro. Everybody wanted the cool ones, and when they get your stupid looking ass, they'd be like, God damn, I don't want this shit. You had little kids crying and shit.
Well, anyways, Peter, I enjoy your show as always.
You probably fuck fat bitches, right? You look like you fuck fat bitches.
All right, fool. I enjoy your show, homie. Well, if you guys don't know, dog, you know, I mean, I ain't tripping because this vato calls up phones, he calls up everybody, and he talks a lot of masa, but he concentrates on businesses. And he'll be like, you want to make some money? And he just talks madness. It's comedy, whatever, dog. You know what I mean? No, he doesn't have no money, and he doesn't have a profile for. He won't show his face, dog. You know what I mean? He's a gaba, homie. But they gave me a freaking violation, dog. Damn. But anyways, that vato he's a joke, dog. You know, I'm tripping out because I never thought. Well, I was hoping these vatos call once in a while, but you know, they gave me the violation. But that vato will call up companies and talk a gang of masa. He's not. He's nobody. What did he say, Maria? No, he won't show his face. Yeah, he won't. So I got 3 social medias jumping out, so they spent us, homie, you know? You can tell as soon as he opened his mouth, Jesus loves you, Pete is right. Nah. Well, you guys gotta understand, Pete talks masa, that's all he does, dog. He won't show up to the businesses, he won't do none of that. It's entertainment, you know? Well, that's kind of cool, you know what I mean? I'm blessed. Don't give him no clout. Nah, I won't, you know. But it's a trip because if you guys Google him, he'll go under like 2-3 different names. And it's the same dude. You can hear the voice. And he'll call up and, man, I want to talk to the boss. Shut the F up. But, damn, they gave me a violation. But anyways, it's always a blessing. You know, I don't know too much on TikTok, but I try to get on here as much as I can for the joining and all that, dog. What the bad words, I think, dog. They gave me the violation, so I had to take them out, you know. But what I was gonna do is grab the Facebook, if he has Facebook, and show him the violation. That was about the only thing that I could do, you know. You can scare anyone with that voice. Yeah, man, he's something else. But he usually calls up businesses, dog. You know, he'll call up business and just talk smack. He won't, you know, and he'll do that. Watch when I catch you. But I'm here, dog. My business is registered, so I ain't tripping. Especially from a freaking gaba, please, dog. What else? Philip Q Anthony from Visalia. What's up, 559? Okay, YouTube says, much love. It's probably an agent trying to divide you conversation. Nah, that's a real him. I noticed it right when I heard the voice. But he'll talk a lot of smack, you know? And peace, brother. Yeah, that's right. He's a hater big time. No, he's an entertainer, Jimenez. That's what he does, dog. He'll call up and talk smack just for the hell of it, dog. He'll talk a lot of smack. That's why when I heard his voice, I knew who he was. You know what I mean? But it don't matter, dog. You know what I mean? I just hope that they don't trip on the violation on me, because I was gonna grab this phone and show him that in order for that, I gotta remove him. You know? Why is he even on here? Well, Victor, remember I have TikTok, YouTube, I have them all. So he got on TikTok just talking smack. But man, anytime. One thing for sure, you think I'm scared of Agama, homie? No. You know? He called me a frijol. Yeah, right away when I heard that, I'm like, you know, I heard it. You know, like, oh, shoot. Who's this vato, you know? But the voice, I heard it right away. And he's just, I guess that's his highly, or try to get clout, like they said. You know? Block him, yes. Maria, when you get a chance, block that fool. Hablas español el vato? Simón que sí, you know? Yo, bro, you coming to Car Week in Monterey? Yeah. I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to go out there to Reno. I'm trying to go to Reno. I was trying to go to Reno, but Monterey, if anything, Visalia. I seen there was a cruise nights at Mooney Street. Do your own thing, yes, dog, yes. Yeah, that's why he loves Mexican food, including the beans. Yes, you know. You talk on TikTok, that's much better. Let him talk. Yeah. Well, I got 3 podcasts, you guys. You know what I mean? Where you from, fool? Vatos Loco Forever. David, German, the Germans. I'm from the city of Norwalk. You know. Necesito que le apachures los frijoles. Nah, man. Oh, man, that's crazy, dog. And I read it out loud. What a dummy. I love how you keep calm. Well, you gotta always keep calm, no matter what. You know what I mean? I've always been in situations where they've been intense, you know? But nevertheless, you know, you just always gotta remain feedback, cordial, respectful, you know. You know, one thing that I want you to understand real good, as you do time, you get involved with criminals and all that, the vato that talks all that masa, or, you know, the dog that barks 95% of the time won't bite, you know. So it's like, you know, if anything, what's up, man, dog? You know what I mean? You know, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, it's like, put up or shut up. You know what I mean? So to me, like, all that wolfing, you know what I mean? I've been in, you know, and been in situations where there's been altercations through the cars and all that, and F you. Ah, come on. And I get off the car, what's up, man, dog? You know what I mean? What you gonna do, homie? You know what I mean? You know, everybody's scared of a calentada, everybody's scared of a black eye, or busted nose, or whatever the case might be. You know, but when you live that life, it's normal to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, you know? La Habra in the house. But I don't live it, you know what I mean? I always try to be the peaceful individual. Always, dog. I've always been like that. Word. You know, when it comes down to it, then, you know, why would I fight? Just to prove the point. You know? To get off. See the vato that's gonna bark. Open the door and, what's up? I'm here. What's up? What you gonna do, fool? You know? F you, and it takes off. You know? You know, the vato that's gonna fight you, he's gonna get off the car. He's gonna get down with you, you know what I mean? Even though you get down, he won't come close to you, you know what I mean? So it's not the fighting, it's like, okay, then if that's the case, well, what's up, then, you know? You can't be peaceful and fight. Well, I can be peaceful, dog, and I can fight. You know? Yes, I can. King David, Solomon, Samson, you know what I mean? Proven fact, you know? Does that mean I get to build the temple? No. you know. But, I keep it cordial, respectful. Of course, if somebody would swing at you, ain't you gonna swing back, or you just gonna sit there and take it? I'm gonna defend myself. I will always defend myself, you cannot start the crap but finish it. Yeah, you can't. I just trip out. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, what's up, then, dog? You know what I mean? And I always try to be the peaceful, and I'll be like, and they'll just keep wolfing and drive off, and I'm like, I just don't get it. You know what I mean? But I always try to keep it cool and always remain calm. You know what I mean? Defend yourself is different. Still violence. However you put it, it's still violence. Right or wrong? You can't argue with that. He was all bark and no bite. Yeah, dog. But still, always try to be feedman and cordial about everything, and then just bounce and do your own thing, dog. You ain't have to trip on it, Dios no le gusta eso. No le gusta nada así, Pero me voy a defender. I will always defend myself, especially when it comes out to my family. It's a trip how at night I'm up about 3-4 times a night. You know what I mean? Always just keeping an eye. I go to sleep. Daniel gets up. I always keep Stooch in the house. There's all kinds of evil people in this world. You know what I mean? And their intentions ain't good. Always got to keep Stooch. Always be on alert. Always be on the prowl. Just Stooch. You know what I mean? And that's all you could do. Just take care of your family. I noticed you're not married. Well, I don't wear the ring because that thing is too small for me. But Simone, you know what I mean? Her name is Maria. She's on Facebook right now, monitoring the whole pages. So I come to the office, make it a little bit more professional. But I really don't put my business out on social media, what goes on, what takes place, or what. I keep that private, and but nevertheless, through business, achievements, successful things, and if indeed I do face an obstacle through marriage, then I could use that as an example, like for instance, today, today, let's go somewhere. Like today, trip out on this, homie. I think my lease is already up for the warehouse, for the office, and it's almost up for the office. I think it is. It was 1 year. And my buffer, the vato that buffs, the vato that does all my chromes. See that? He does all the... I polish this one. I polish some of the stuff, but he'll polish some other stuff. And, he polished these ones. See that? These are the new ones. They're feed man. And he polishes them, and he has a big warehouse. And he has a big warehouse, bigger than mine. And for like a whole year, he's been on me like, hey Holmes, do me a favor, let's move everything to the shop, and I'll take your whole thing and we'll expand it, we'll make it bigger, and it'll be cheaper, and you'll pay me $800 a month. I was like, damn. It was sounded good. I could have made the wall and separated his warehouse from my warehouse. It sounded good. It looked good. It sounded good, you guys. You know what I mean? For like a whole year, he's been on me. For like 10 months, he's been on me. And he's all like, hey, bro, hey, man, just come and help me out. And I was like, Nah, man, I love my office, you know what I mean? I know yours is enclosed. I like it because I got the windows and, you know what I mean? I'm feeding. And uh, I'm blessed, you know what I mean? And it's a trip because I thought about it. We took measurements. Me and my son took measurements. The machine fits, this fits, that fits. Everything is good. But then my son said, "No, Dad, I think that, you know, I don't think it's worth it, you know." I go, "You don't think so, Daniel?" He said, "No, Dad, let's just stay where we're at. We're doing feedment." So we've been here all this time, you know. Did we think about it? Yeah, we thought about it going into to the shop. And guess what, homie? You know, it burned down yesterday, dog. The whole building, the whole facility. And uh, his son had the phone and the charger caught fire. And when it caught fire, you know, it freaking, the spark, it blew up. The phone blew up from the charger. And it sparked into the wall of block. So what happens is that when you polish these things, when you polish them, you got to use the block, and the block is hazardous, and it has dust particles from the pads that are buffing, and it caught the dust from the floor, and it just started ignited the whole freaking wall, from the wall to the room, from the room to the freaking building, from the building to the other. 3 buildings burned down, you know? Imagine if I had all my stuff there, you know? You know, I feel bad for the homeboy. I probably lost like $300-400 of my metals that were there, you know? And I had already paid him in advance, but the good thing, he has people that he works with, so he was able to get another job right away to start buffing, you know? But the whole building burned down, the whole thing, it just crumbled down, dog. You know, imagine all my product, my steam, all my stuff. Oh, hell no, dog. You know what I mean? So, you know, I use examples of life, what takes place, homie, you know, that, you know, so you could understand. And when it comes down to you, think about it twice, you know what I mean? He didn't have insurance because he was renting the facility, you know, but it was an old facility, I'm not gonna lie, you know, and he lost everything. He lost all his machinery and all that stuff, you know, like, wow. I was like, man, he comes to the yesterday he texted me, he goes, don't pick up your medals, you know what I mean? I said, all right, I'll wait until Friday, because usually Friday gives me the medals. And he goes, hey, I'm going to the shop right now. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm thinking he's going to drop off some medals. And he goes, hey, you know your medals? I'm like, yeah, bro. He goes, they're destroyed. I go, yeah, well, you know, it's all right, because it happens. You destroy some of them. And he's all like, no, they're all destroyed. And I said, ugh, tell me the building didn't burn, dog. He goes, yeah, it burned. And he showed me the picture. I was like, ah, damn, you know? He lost everything, you know, but thank God his homeboys that he's helped out before. You know, it's a trip, because when you help out people, you know, when you help out people, at the same token, it comes back to you in return, you know. That's why you get insurance. Yeah, he didn't have no insurance. The building did, you know, but still, he lost all his. The bums dumpster diving. The bums are dumpster diving. They got alarms here and outside. You hear it? You can't hear it. But they're like, hey, get out of here. You're live watch 24 hours. They got alarms here, I guess. I hate it because when I pull up at times, it tells me, hey, get away from that building, you know what I mean, call it in, or, like, you know. But, yeah, homeboy lost his building, and, you know, thank God that I didn't put my stuff in there, you know, and feed me, you know what I mean. It's just a trip, you know. But, man, dog, I feel bad for homeboy, you know. So he's gonna start his whole holiday. I lost about $400, but $400 to what he lost is nothing, you know. Yeah. Damn. He made the fool peep his Facebook. Bro, did you mean to post that on your Facebook? Whole screen shot up of your profile. On which one, dog? The prison one? Sharing a story about a warehouse fire. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it could have been worse, you know? And you know it's a trip? You know it's a trip? The whole desmadre there, the whole thing there, the whole block is cursed. Like a few months before that, the vato next door, he unalived himself, dog. He had issues, he had problems, you know? But we're blessed nevertheless, you know what I mean? I seen him when he was going through his changes, and you know, it's no bueno, you know what I mean? What's up, man? Let me see. Okay. Alright. What is it? Man, Facebook's tripping again. I've just been having problems today. I apologize, you guys. Man, come on, Facebook. Why are you tripping? It keeps on shutting down. Can you see me? Alright, let me see. I want to come back live again. Let me reset. Come on. Let me. Okay. I can't. I'm trying to reset it. Sorry. Wait up. Okay. All right. Ah, that's right. Flyers are trying to come in. Okay, we got the flyer now. Oh, man, I've been having issues with this. There you go. Okay. What happens is it picks up on the music, and it shuts it, and it shuts it, and it shuts it. But anyways. We're back live. I apologize. You know what I mean? I gotta have my better setup here. I gotta figure that one out. Just lower the music, I guess. But anyways, where did I get my hat at? This was from Frank's Hats. He's always hooking it up. Elisa, of course, Green's Pants. What up, bro? Hello from Chile. Ooh, Chile, what's up, man? Saludos. First Mexican. What? I've seen who doesn't eat Mexican food. No, I eat Mexican food, dog, but you know. Speaking of food, man, I got sick, you know. Frank's Hat is his website. Yes, it is. You know, it's a female little tanito. He sponsors all the time. Speaking of food, I had some food about 3 days ago, and I had nothing but churroso for 2 days, dog. Oh man, I couldn't take it. I had to get Mexican medicine, flushed me out good, and within like 8 hours, I was back to normal. I was good, you know. Woke up de volada, and I was drained, you know. They just go dumpster diving. That's all they do, you know. Oh yeah, Joseph has them. He sells them, you guys. Angel One. You guys check out Angel One magazine this weekend in Van Buren. And what's the cross street? Van Buren and something else. It's gonna have Sock Chick this weekend, and it gets packed, man. It gets freaking packed, you know. What up from Chicago, from Chi-Town? What's up, man? Hey, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Big saludos, big shout outs to you guys. I apologize. Some of the social media has been kind of jacked up for me. But Angel One Magazine, Simon, he's the one that has all the banditos. He has all that, you know. Rick Schneider, One Hall of Fame, Stinger Brothers. Orale. Magnolia, Van Buren Magnolia. And we got backup spot. That's right. Just in case. Well, those shows get big. The last couple of times, the sock check has been freaking huge, homie. So if you guys get a chance, those shows are pretty feed, man. They get packed. We go live, and I'm always filming, you know. Especially here in San Diego. Yeah, Vanessa. I don't think they've done a sock check show then. You know what I mean? But still, the shows are pretty good in San Diego. They have a lot of shows out there. I still haven't been to the Chicano Park show, you know. I hope one day I get to go down there, you know. 2001 S South Gary Avenue, Simon, that's where it's at, you know. 300 cars in the last one. It was a lot of cars. I do know that the one in Anaheim, he had 2 parking lots full of that. You know, so if you guys like to go check out the car shows, then hey, let me know, and I'll send you the flyers. I post them all sometimes. I'll be in Ventura, I think, next month. I have so many shows, I don't keep track, you know. What's up, Little Rob? No, I'm not Little Rob. Little Rob, homie, I don't rap, and I ain't as skinny as him. But that fool's cut up, you know what I mean? He's cut up. 805 in the house. What's up, homie? What's up, 805? Saludos and much love and respects to everybody. Always tuning in. And gracias. Thank you, guys. Frank's had some Pomona, Simon. Oh, what's up, Marne? How you doing? You should go to the Jefitos Hat Car Show in Idaho next year. Yeah, carnal. But look, Holmes, he wanted wholesale toppers, which is fine. You know what I mean? But golly, Holmes, my gas and everything, dog, is like, you know, it takes a little toll, dog. You know, when I go to Arizona with the trailer, dog, and gas, it's about $800, dog. Yeah, I'm towing the trailer and going against the wind, so you know, it gets hard out there, and it's hot, and yeah, you know, pero nevertheless, I always tend to succeed in doing the shows out there in Arizona. Now, and what is it, Idaho? Está más lejos, you know. East Bay, what's up, East Bay? How can I rap? I don't know what you mean, big dog. But saludos to all East Bay, all my people from up north. Shout outs, homie. Damn well, if you can't swing it, you love to see you there. Yeah, dog, I would love to go down there, you know. It's far. I've been up north. I've been to Sacramento. Sacramento is off the hook, dog. When I did the show up there, it was just crazy, dog. And them vatos don't play financially, dog. They're for reals, you know. Block. Oh, all right, homie. Saludos to you, East Bay. Saludos, homie. But I've been up there, Stockton, between Stockton, I've been to Modesto. I think the best show. I still haven't hit the Bay. Mission. I haven't hit Mission. That's one of the streets that I would love to go hit, you know. But of course, I don't go up there to disrespect Galley Dodgers and all that. I don't do none of that stuff, homie, you know. I mentioned this before. The watchers from Hanford, you know what I mean? They're like, hey, Holmes, we know who you are. I say, you know what I mean? Mucho gusto, much respect to you, what you do, Holmes, and what you represent for the raza, you know. And you don't talk about barrios, you don't talk about this, you don't talk about that, you know. And I said, thank you, Holmes, I appreciate it. And they spend a lot of feria. So going up north is speed, man. I don't mind it, dog, you know. But going to Idaho, highway, that's a mission, dog, you know. I've been wanting to go to Colorado, you know. A lot of family in Stockton, yeah. Or San Jo, I haven't hit San Jo, you know. I got invited to San Jo for October the 3rd. But I think the vato from Modesto is throwing the show down here in to San Pedro. You're not raza, ole, gracias, homie. I'm a moreno. Got the pinche hocico, güey. It definitely Linda. Yeah, no, that's right. Fresno Califas. I haven't hit Fresno. You know. I would love to hit Fresno, you know. I just got to be prepared when I hit Fresno. What product am I going to hit them with, you know? I do know that the Bulldogs are symbol, you know what I mean? So I would probably have cutouts. I'll probably have cutouts for them with the pedal, the paw, I don't know. The car plaques for them, homes, you know what I mean? I would have to sit down and think about it, you know? The show in Vegas, yes. We have a show coming up in Vegas, September 19th. That's the second annual. That show was so freaking humongous that everybody kept on coming and they shut me down. They wanted to see a fence and, you know, they wanted more stuff, and I did it this year. So September 19th, I will be there, you know. I'm for sure going. That's when the Super Show is there. Frank's Hops is there. You know what I mean? Last year was stupid packed. It was so packed. And you know what they said? They told us we were a threat to tourist attraction. You know what I mean? That's what we were. You know what I mean? And that's what they said. So, I mean, we shut down all Fremont Street and everything. It was so packed. And they were trying to come into the parking lot. And that parking lot, when you do it right, you could squeeze in maybe 800 cars, and it was just stupid packed, you know. But this year we will be there. I went 2 years in a row because I'm friends with Trino and Adam. Oh yeah, the Chirujos. They're good people. You know. I met them once or twice, I think. I think once I met them. They're pretty cool. I mean, that's their get down, dog. You know, when vatos are like that, they're like that. Who am I to go change them, or you know what I mean? Some people don't like it, you know what I mean? At that, they don't belong on car shows, whatever, but I do know that Little Puppet, Dan De La Paz, did speak game to them, you know what I mean? So, how to conduct yourself, you know what I mean? Don't do this, don't do that, but, you know, they're pretty cool. I mean, they're all right, dog, you know? Rick, what's up, homie? Pedro's from Fresno. Yeah, dog. The logo. Saludos from Lake Elsinore. Rick, órale, firme. Dispensa, I try to read them all, you guys, but they just go, I got YouTube, I got Facebook and TikTok, and the one that I've been having a lot of issues with is Facebook, so dispensa on me. Wicked, SGV 626, super kind to everyone. Yeah, you gotta be kind to everybody, dog. I mean, you know, go to San Jose. I'm taking my Ranfla up there. Serio, man? When is it? October 3rd, huh? They invited me up there. I just gotta switch everything up when I put the show. When I do the show up there, I gotta change all the cities from Southern California to Northern California. They do sell, but man, it's a lot of work. You know, I gotta unscrew and repolish them all, and you know, it takes me about 3 months to get ready for a show, you know. But is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it up there, you know. They went crazy on York Boulevard because the rider scene got so big. Yeah, dog. York has been happening. A lot of streets have been happening, and I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm good. I just don't like the nonsense when it comes down to it, like the hopping and the vato jumping on top of the car and the fights break out. And it's like, man, homie, you know, if you lost in the hop, you lost in the hop. You know what I mean? Excuse me. If your car crashed into somebody, get your insurance, whatever the case might be, dog. You know, but no need for it. You know what I mean? Just going crazy over the car show thing. You know what I mean? It's in Santa Clara. Oh, all right. I got a guy up there up north in Modesto that he sells the product. I have some of them, not here, but they're in. Oh, see, I told you. Look, I make this for them. They order these. They order those. I have that. I haven't even. I polished it, but I haven't even backed it up. But a lot of product that they order, like they will use a huelga bird with the city, with their street, their city, and nobody else does them. I do them. You know what I mean? And I do a reasonable price, so they always come back to me. So I'm happy, homes. You know what I mean? Born and raised in LA, Pipeline. All right, homie. Saludos, homie. Thank you guys. Where you guys tuning in from? Spence, I had to bring the cup today. My daughter put creatine and BCAAs, amino acids, and I gotta take them because getting older, I gotta freaking hit it. Star Idaho, all right. Paris, Califas, that's right. Crystal Costa, what's up, homie? How you been? How's everybody doing? Crystal, it's been a while. Saludos. New Mexico in the house. What's up, man? Alberto, thank you for tuning in, man. Remember, double tap that screen, man. Oh, hold up. There you go. There's about 4 shops down there. They're getting pedos. Alabama, don't give me no Bama weed. Are you in Dallas? Oh, homie, Dallas is too hot. No, we're in Califas. Chicago, Windy City. What's up, man? Hey, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Hey, big saludos and big shout outs to all you guys. Thank you guys for always tuning in to the Rockin Chicano show. Remember, this show is always positive. We don't entertain negative crap. You know what I mean? Whatever's clever, inbox me. Whatever you like to do, I'm there. You know what I mean? And not hard to find. I'm always in the calles. Whatever. You know what I mean? I don't trip. I want to sit down and talk and sit down and talk. But nevertheless, homes, you know what I mean? Besides all that, this show is always positive. We always talk about positive things, good things. We interview people, talk about ramflas. We talk about life, really in life in general. You know what I mean? James Moreno, what's up, homito, from Fresno, Cali? How hot is it in Fresno, homie? Boogie Torres, what's up, fool? What you doing, carnalito? ¿Cómo estás, homie? Boogie, he plays the congas. That's right. I don't know, Dukes and Tokers for the love of money. OG, what's up, man? Yeah, that's right. Norwalk in the house. When you coming to Chi-Town, man, dog, I would love to go, dog, But it just has to land right, when they invite me. I get invited to so many places, but it has to land right, dog, where I'm not doing a show and I'm free and I could change the product of that state into all my product into that state. You know what I mean? And that takes me about 3 months. And if I do that and I have another show like Moon Eyes or freaking Bomb Club or whatever, oh man, I can't do it, They're like, well, bring the product still. There's people from LA, there's people from Northern California. Like, well, yeah, but how much am I gonna make? I need to make my gas, because the gas, está lejos para Chicago, homie, But still, we'll give it a shot, homie. If anything, I could probably just fly down there, homies, and go live into the ramflas, So we'll be good, But thank you guys for tuning in, man. Dispensa taking up the trago, I hate to interrupt when, you know what I mean? Drinking G, no. Creatine, dog, for the muscles, for the strength, the stamina. I have to, dog. Well, I don't drink Pisto. It's been, I want to say 22 years, I think, dog. I think. I don't drink at all, dog, I don't smoke Yesca, none of that, dog, It's been a long, long time, dog. But just going forward always, dog. And I feel that if I start pisteando, I'll go back into my old ways, dog. And that's not a good thing, dog. Because me and alcohol and drogas don't mix. After one trago, I go into the Yesca, from the Yesca to maybe some rayas if I have to, you know what I mean? I try not to, when I was back in the days, I try to stay away, you know what I mean? But you still, you know, you couldn't hide it. You were just getting all freaking gachoed out, you know what I mean? But we still, I still, how can I say it? I still have my faith with God to always keep me straight and focused and not locals. You know, it's a funny thing, you guys, that when I got I know I said it before, but when I got the kidney stones, it hit me real bad, you guys, real bad. It freaking, man, it hit me gacho. And I was down like a mother sucker, homie. I never felt so much pain in my life, homie. A broken leg wouldn't have done it, you know. Cracked rib wouldn't have done it, you know what I mean? Broken arm wouldn't have done it. Nah, nothing. That pain was horrific, homie. It was just horrible. And they were gonna shoot me up with some carga morphine, you know, with the bag. And I just said, hey, you know what? Nah. I held the doctor up. I said, wait up. And then I had a conversation with the man upstairs. I said, hey, man, you know what, God? I've been sober all these years. I'm not going to go back to this dope. I'm not going to go back and going into this loquera. And, man, it keeps on shutting off. Back into this loquera. I'm not going to do that. So if it does happen, it's going to be just me and you. We're going to sit down. We're going to get it. We're going to have a talk, because if I were to ever get high again, it's just going to be me and him. I ain't going to talk to nobody. I'm not going to get caught up with nobody. It's just going to be me and him. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be able to escape reality, and so easy to get slipped back into my old lifestyle. So I've made a promise to him that I'll stay sober, and if ever they would sneak a drink on me or whatever the case might be, that I would drop everything and just make a prayer with him and a conversation with him where it's just me and him, and I don't have to enjoy the loquera with somebody else. It's just gonna be me and him. So that's what I told him. I go, it ain't going down. Oh, thank you, lovely. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Oh, gracias, man. I appreciate it. Double tap that screen, man. We're only at 7,000 likes. Come on, man. What's that? Deputy Linda Chicano 818. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love the gatitos. Yeah, I do love cats, homie. I love cats more than I do dogs, homie. I ain't gonna lie. Thank you so much for the gift. That's a blessing. You see, it always comes back, dog, you know? And thank you so much for the kitten, you know, for the gift. I appreciate it. You know, a lot of times they send me gifts and I just say thank you because I can't really watch them because I'm filming and I'm keeping through, child. But this one, where it's a one-on-one, I thank you guys so much. You just got the biggest gift. Nah, serio? Pete Z again? Oh, man. Mato. He's back at it again. Damn, feel you on that. I was on pancreas, that's right. Block him? Yeah, block him. No, we'll just get his information, Maria, and I'll get a hold of him later. You know what I mean? He's just trying to get clout. So get his information, block him, and I'll just get at him. But I'll tell you what, Pete, you know, inbox me your number, and I'll call you up when I finish, homie. Because I know you're going to talk crap, and it's going to give me a warning. So inbox me your number, and I'll call you back. I got 3 numbers here, homie. You know what I mean? So don't even trip, homie. But the gift, drink lemon water. Yes, that's right, Joseph. But I never had a cat thing. That's a blessing. That's freaking feeding. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's a blessing. A lot of times I don't, you know, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't, how do you say it? I can't see this stuff, you know? The Shades Bro, right here in Rockin Chicano on TikTok. Check it out, dog. Baby Lion. All right. That's what it is. All right, cool. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for the lights, you guys. But Oh, it's a baby lion. All right. That's right. But am I can't say that word, dog, because they shut me down. No, both sides I disagree, dog, with the left and the right, dog. They're both in the wrong, homie. You know, I disagree what he's doing. I disagree. I've always disagreed what the left side was been doing, dog. Taking the finances and doing all that hocus pocus crap, dog, on both sides, homie. You know, so either or, both sides, homie, they're both in the wrong. You know, the blue side's wrong, the red side's wrong. Both of them, dog. And I think that it's gacho. It's sad because we're all caught up in the middle as Americans, dog. We're all caught up in it. We have 2 more years, and even that, can they rig it? Maybe they can, dog. You know what I mean? I'm never this nothing relaxing. Sorry, story, homie. I'm story, homie. Are you all right? Dispensa. I don't know what it means, but nevertheless, anyways, back to the story where I was Malias. And I just said, God, hey, you know, I'm not going to do that. If I'm going to take that, it's just going to be me and you. So till this day, you know, I stopped the doctor and I told him. And right when that happened, right when I told the doctor to stop, and I told that to God, when it came back, it was, just it was over, it was feeding, you know what I mean? I didn't get high, you know, and I would just woke up normal. And thank God, homie. I'm not trying to go through that route of loquera and getting high and getting drunk, dog. I can't, dog, you know? I can't do that. I can't take my body through that no more, you know what I mean? And many years of PCP, Esca, Bisto, and all that, it just damages you, dog. It takes you a long time, man, you know, just to get up out of it, you know, especially PCP used to take you like 6 months to clear up your mind. It's embalming fluid, homie, you know? Frios were no joke. Yeah, man, then, you know what I mean? Those are freaking hard, you know? Those wet daddies, you know, and that was like the drug of choice back in the days. And it used to take like 6 months to clear up, you know what I mean? So, just to even think of what you put your body through, you know? Deputy Linda, oh, what is that? Hey, gracias, man. I sent the Rock Cat gift. They were playing instruments on your hat. That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gracias. But right now they send a pond. I'm not used to getting gifts, you guys. I'm always used to just going, you know what I mean? But gracias so much. Thank you, man. Deputy, why Deputy Linda Chicana? Maybe she's a Huda. I'm not gonna ask her, you know what I mean? I'm blessed to what she gets in my page. Thank you so much. You know? Hey, Gina, what's up? Marnette, what's up? I see Linda, that's right. Linda's laughing. I don't know, I ain't gonna ask her. I'm blessed to have the gifts, homie. I'm feeding, man, you know? Is there Hudas on here? Yeah, there's Hudas on here. There's Hudas from the gym. Feds, yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. I do know correctional officers come on here. And border patrol, so, you know. Am I a preacher? Nah, dog, I'm not a preacher. I just always preach positive, dog, and God when it's the right time. Crazy girl, send me the gift with the heart. Gracias. You know, thank you guys. But maybe one day in the near future, if he opens up the pulpit again, you know what I mean, I'll go. You know, we just had our, you know, a lot of people don't know how Rockin Chicano started, you know what I mean? But we got railroaded, you know, through the church, you know, and they left us broke. So we knew how to do shows. So we started doing the shows. We started with like $36, homie, and it blew from there, you know? I sent 100 comments to your live. Crazy girl. That's right. All right. Gracias. Good night, Chad, and blessings to everyone. Thank you, Deputy Linda Chicana 818. Gracias. Stay down, Brown. Thank you. Grazie. I appreciate it for all the gifts. You know, may you have a blessed, beautiful night. May you sleep with the angels. May God over I'll always be there by your side, Holmes, and camp the angels around you, homie, you know? But gracias. Uh, the heart, you should, yeah. I, on Nandari TV, gracias, gracias, Chepe. Lovely says, amen. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. It's just, man, we just had a bad experience, dog, twice. You know, and it's like, man, you know, but I pray one day that it does pick up again. I did go to Bible college, you know, and all the jobs that they gave me was burying people. That was my job, bury people, go bury people. They never gave me the marriages, presentations for the kids or stuff like that. They just say, go bury here, go take this. And, you know, even though I never complained, I took what they gave me, you know. But it was a little hard. I ain't gonna lie, you guys. It was a little hard because a lot of times they would call the church to send somebody, and I would have to go out, be all dressed up, and I had no clue about that individual, so I would have to sit down and analyze the brother or the sister, and they would just be like, hey, just make it quick and make it like this, and you know, I go, okay, I'll make it the way you want it, but can I have some input, some feedback? And they're like, feedback, okay. Then they would explain to me about their brother or their sister or whatever, and then I would have to get all the information, jog it down, remember it in the mind, and then I would use some of that feedback into the sermon whenever I would have to go and do it for the people that were, you know what I mean, with the corpses there, you know. And it was a harsh job. It was a hard one, and I told myself I would never do a show again. I mean, a funeral that had violence in it. I don't want to do those no more, dog. You know what I mean? Like some horrific deaths that people pass, you know, and did them dirty, or the boyfriend or the girlfriend. Like, nah, I don't want to do those, dog. It's not that I was backing down. It's just the atmosphere is just different, dog. Like when somebody se muere and somebody lo matan, it's just different, dog. It's a different atmosphere, homie. There's hurt, there's anger, there's bitterness, there's aggression, there's confusion, you know. There's everything, and you just like try to like keep it cool and always respectful with everybody, you know. But always try to keep your composure, you know, and respectful, you know, because you're there for a job, you know. Bolo, what's up? God bless you, carnalito. And always to keep it respectful, dog, and always keep the peace there, homie, because yeah, I've seen some fights there. I've seen some stuff where people go at it, and man, homie, and burying people like that, homie, está pesado. So I told the pastor, like, don't send me out to those no more. I don't want to do no more, you know, because they're, you know, that canijo is sad, you know, and you can see the kids crying and crying and crying, and you know, you can only do so much, and you try to leave it there. You don't take it with you, you know, but you're human. You're still gonna think about it at nighttime, you know what I mean? Como que le pasó al vato, you know what I mean? Is a vato that que le hizo el jale a él. Is he right there at the funeral home too, you know? Sammy, oh, what's up, big dog? No, it's all right. Those were hard, homie. Those were harsh. I'm not gonna lie, dog. Those were very hard when I used to do those funerals. So, but you live and learn, and you understand it. And if it were to send me back, like when somebody calls me, like, "Hey, bro, can you bury?" The last one that buried was my homeboy's mom, and I said yes. But in order for you to do that, you really have to fast and clean. No music, no nothing, dog. Keep focus, and you have to cleanse yourself, dog. You know, it takes you about a month, Holmes. No, it takes you about 3 weeks, dog. You know, and if you have enough time, if they, oh, we ain't gonna do it till next month. If you're okay, then that's enough time. Then you cleanse yourself, dog. Because when you go and speak on the behalf of God or the family or whatever the case might be, dog. Because I had to go up there one time for one of my homeboys. You know, nobody was going up there, so I went up there. You know what I mean? And I just started saying what I had to say. And after that, people came to see the body after, but they were waiting to somebody go up there to speak, you know. So I went up there, you know. In the back, they were just chit-chatting, you know, and like, no, I'll take care of it, you know. Pero you tend to leave that there, you know. And I'm happy you left the gang life, bro. Saludos. Yes, I did, dog. 20 years ago when I paroled, I left the gang life. I'm got the familia, got my kids, and the business, you know what I mean? But I had to go through some trials, and that's where Rockin Chicano comes into play. That, you know, that's how it started. But the last one that I had that I buried was my homeboy's mom. And it was a trip because she would speak about the man upstairs, dog. I didn't know what she meant. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what she meant. And you know, one day we're coming out of his room and we were high and we were kids. I was about 14, 15, I think. And he told his son, hey man, I want you to be careful and remember, you know, stay focused, don't mess up and this and that. And may the man upstairs take care of you. And we had came up from upstairs, you know. So we're going in and we had a stolen Ramfla. And we take off and we start drinking. And I said, hey, I asked his name, my homeboy Spike. I go, hey, Spike, what did your mom say about, you know, may the man upstairs? We were upstairs, homie, but see, I was so high. We were upstairs. There was no man up there. He goes, you're a freaking fool. That's it. You're crazy. Me and God. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. You know, but I was high, you know. And, but she would, after that, she would always say that. So that stuck in my mind, you know, because regardless of how we lived our lives or whatever, she would always drop God. So I told him, yeah, I'll do it, you know. I was able to do the funeral for them. Will I go back? Yeah, if I got to do it, I'll do it, you know what I mean? No hay pedo, you know. They're hard, they're heavy, but you know, you just gotta stay focused. You gotta clean up your mind, your spirit, your soul. You gotta clean up, dog. You can't listen to worldly music. You gotta be prepared. But if you were to take me back to the pulpit, yeah, you know what I mean. I've been waiting for a while, you know what I mean. But I'm not in no distress. I'm not tripping, you know. But that's where Rockin Chicano came from, because the church did us wrong and we didn't have no money. They took the money from us. They took everything from us, and we knew what we needed to do, and we knew how to do the shows, so we did the car shows, homie, and it blew up, boom, and then we invested, and it was a mission. It was a hard mission, but that's where Rockin Chicano comes from, and my uncle named it, so he's like, hey, you're rocking the Chicano stilo, so why don't you name it Rockin Chicano? So we did, you know. The good thing, that name is not, thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank you for the gifts. The good thing is that this brand is not based on the barrio. It's not based on gang, you know, even though I look like a freaking cholo, because I got to represent always when I come out here on social media. It has nothing to do with barrio, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with politica or anything like that, you know? It's always been a hard-working family business, and we've always pushed it, and it's always been blessed. Has there been dirty money in there? No, there hasn't, you know what I mean? And we started from nothing, you know? And Martin did time in 85, and now I let youngsters know it's not for them. Yeah, dog. You have to, man. You have to. You know, it's a trip because people would try to tie me up or entangle me with politics or whatever, you know, and bike clubs or whatever the case might be, Holmes, you know what I mean? And no, you know, I don't, you know, if anything, we talk to the kids, to the youngsters, you know what I mean? Have they hit me up about the business and all that? Yeah, they have, you know what I mean? They have. But thank God that the proof speaks for itself. You know what I mean? We've been chucking along, dog. We've been pushing and pushing and pushing it. You know, it's just been a hardworking business. You know, and of course it has my fat face. But you see, here's the thing. I don't trip on it because it does belong to God. But to the nitty gritty, it goes to my son Danny. It goes to them. You know what I mean? All this office and all that that's all theirs, homie. You know. If me and Maria were to split, you know what I mean, sea lo que sea, not saying it, you know what I mean, not speaking into existence, pero si matrimonios or whatever doesn't work out or whatever, you know what I mean, or something happens, man, the business goes to them. They worked hard for it. You know, when you're a parent, you give it your all for your kids, you know. That's what you should do, you know. That's no excuse. That's without a doubt. That's Mando Commando. You just go in there, you know what I mean, and go take care of business so you could leave something for your kids. You know what I mean? Because you know what? All this, God gave it to us, homie. God gave it to me to make something out of it. And the good thing is that I've always, homie, always. Yeah, we'll talk crap and, you know what I mean? I'll talk smack or whatever, dog. You know what I mean? Like clowning you or whatever. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But always, this channel has always been positive, dog. No banging in here, no did. You could put up your video, I'll call it out, but no F this, F that, you know, just no negative, homie. You gotta take pride in your body. That's fine, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that come on here now. If they start banging on each other, then I gotta block it, you know. But it's always been positive, where you just, you know what I mean, drop a note, drop a card, feed me, whatever, you know what I mean. The negative people, well, my podcast is there, you know what I mean. And it's always been there, you know what I mean. And I'm not hard to get a hold of, you know. I still live right there in the lot in the 160s. You know what I mean? I'm there till God tells me I gotta move, homie, you know? And we've been doing the lowrider shows forever. Bolo says, lowrider community has much love for Rockin Chicano and familia. Yes, gracias, Bolo. We always have respect for you too, dog, you know? There's people that has always been out there, you know what I mean? Giving more than enough. Like, what you guys don't understand, like when we go out there and we donate, we give you, in return you get orders. We don't make the money there. Later on in about a year, whatever, 8 months, they'll call me up. Hey, can you do a plaque? I seen you over here, and that's Friedman. But we still give the donation. We still gave the finances. We still help out whoever we needed to help out, you know. A lot of the finances at times we sponsor people, you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter what we give and what we do. It's nobody's really business. It's just me and God, and that's it, you know. Or my family, they bless them, you know. And we always push forward, but this channel has never been the type to speak negative, or you know what I mean. Like, we cut it, y'all. We always will. We always will. This, you know. I guess I'm just like old school style, you know what I mean? Like, hey, there's my number, dog. You know what I mean? To entertain and all that, just to get clout and all that. I'm not about that, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not about that, homes. You know what I mean? To me, it's like I gotta drop something positive. I gotta drop a nugget, homie. As long as somebody catches a little nugget, that's the ministry, dog. I don't have a ministry, dog. I'm not behind the pulpit, dog. I'm not behind it. I'm not preaching Bible thumping here or whatever, dog. I'll bring up God's stuff and his stuff and, you know, here and there and all about life. But if a nugget gets dropped and you could run with that bad boy, I did the job, you know. And that's where God is always blessing me, looking out for me, you know. Always has my back. And, you know, even though we're sinners or whatever, he still has our back. And that's what you always got to remember. As much as you do this madre or whatever, just remember that there's a person upstairs. Yeah, that's right. A man upstairs that really has a close eye on you, you know. And never for once do you ever doubt it, that he doesn't have your back. But if this is my ministry where I could drop a nugget here, drop a nugget there, and that's feed my dog, you know. And this is my ministry, I guess, you know. Some people can't stand it, some people don't like it, some people all this, all that. I can't how can I say it, dog? I can't fall into the standards of where I used to be at in my life. Because if I fall into those standards where I be at, of course, I'll do what I need to do. The sad part is my kids will lose and I will lose, you know what I mean? My house, my wife, everybody will lose. The whole familia will lose just for one knucklehead. When I lived my life all as a knucklehead, you know, and did all the years, nobody was there for me. Nobody was there for me when I was in the hole, when I was looking outside the window, and nobody sent me a wheeler, nobody sent me a wet 40, I just stuck with it, homie, you know what I mean? Sucked it up, y vámonos, that's it, dog, amárrate un huevo, güey, you know? And that's the truth. Nobody else got me in there but myself. So why do I'm gonna go reach out to people? Hey, send me this, send me that. Nah, homie, I can't, dog, because I made my own bed, now I gotta lie on it, you know? So never for once did anybody say, here, ahí te va esto, ahí te va esto. Everything I had to go hustle it in there, you know? So now that I'm up and about 20 years out now, you know, I'm 20 years and I've been blessed and I've pushed and I haven't back in a violation or back of a Hura car. I haven't, dog, you know? Do the Huras talk to me? Yeah, they do, dog. When I'm at the city council meetings and, you know, fighting for the city and, you know, going up there, yeah, dog, they hear me, they see me, they chop it up with me, and I just try to live it as peaceful as I can, because I know the old ways didn't resolve nothing. It don't resolve nothing, dog. You know, you just good do time, you know? But to me, I'm just me, and we keep pushing and we're blessed. Do they won, yeah, a couple of times, you know? The public safety vato, the director jammed me up. Hey man, you know, there's a pad here, you know, and I like, you know, I still quiet, you know, I don't want to do a raid, I don't want to do this, and like, I don't want to do the freaking paperwork, but you know, and like, kind of addressing it to me. So I just went to the homeboy's pad. Hey, big dog, you know, I was at a meeting and, brother, you know what I mean, this and that, and nah, serio, I go, yeah, dog, the Buddha just, the vato's telling me, dog, you know what I mean, just please be careful, Holmes, you know, whatever you do, dog, you know, your cantona's hot, and, you know, and you don't want to do the paperwork for me, so get with it, dog, or just roll with it, you know what I mean, Dispensa. And sure enough, hey, thank you, Kana, thank you so much, but to sit there and to, information back and forth, I don't do that, dog. But if I hear and I could say the brother from, you know what I mean, hey, Kana, just ponte trucha, dog, you know? But it's a blessing because those doors open up through city mayor and all that, city management. They'll sit me down and they're like, hey, thank you, Anthony, for sitting down with us, and this is what we have in plan, and this is this, and you know, and it becomes professional. It doesn't become ghetto. It's not ghetto. It becomes professional, and you got to take that job seriously. And they offered me some jobs. They offered me two hollies, but I didn't want them because I don't want to deal with it, you know. But when you deal with those people, you know, it becomes professional, you know, and you're blessed when the doors open like that. Never did I ever think, you know, never did I ever think that where I was at 20 years ago, I would end up in a location like this, you know, speaking with people, talking with people, you know what I mean? And just, you know, who would have looked at me and shake my hand, hey, what's up, hey, how you doing, Mr. Tavares? Like, I'm good, thank you so much for asking. So what's the topic today? I go, no, I'm just gonna go fight the city, you know what I mean? And they gotta be there because the captain and the sergeant, they all gotta be there, you know, and they see me walking in like this at times, you know. Sometimes I'm tirado, but they know that I fight for the city, you know. I did destruction in the city, so how come I can't rebuild it, you know? Does it come with the cost? Yeah, it's a big cost, you know what I mean? They'll railroad me. They've done it before, you know, and they talk smack, same thing through social media and all that, and, you know, I got some threads. It's all, my pedo. I live here, homes, you know what I mean? You want to sit down, you want to talk, you want to fight, you want to take it in the ring, what you want, dog, you know what I mean? I'll keep it as respectful as I can, you know, I will defend myself if I have to, but at the same token, it comes with the price, you know what I mean? But it's okay, because if indeed I couldn't handle this, then God wouldn't give me the platform to the city hall and all that, and go fight with whoever I needed to go fight. You know what I mean? But I keep it cordial, respectful at all times, you know, and I have to because my reputation's on the line, you know. Mark Lerma, drop a nugget over here. Well, big dog. Hold up. Let me take a little trago of my creatine. It's messed up. With you, Mark, after you've proven yourself, after doing all the drogas and proving yourself, homie, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody no more. And I'm going to tell you why, dog. Because the main mission to prove yourself to your jefita, she was able to see the change. And all her loved ones around them, you know what I mean, they had gone on to the Lord, and you were one of the ones there by her side, dog. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody, dog. What you lived and how you live is your past. Your past doesn't determine your future, dog. You know, a perfect example with me, my past doesn't reflect towards my future, dog. You know, I'm an ex-convicto, whatever. I did what I had to do, and that's nor here nor there, homie. You know, you don't need to prove nothing to nobody, dog, and you just gotta keep on going forward. You're blessed where you live at. You got a cantona, you got your rampas, you got everything going for yourself, homie, and that's a blessing. You know, always push forward with those kids that you had. When I told you about the program and you called me in to go mentor the kids, homie, I'll never forget it. You know, I broke it down to you how to do this and set up a program like this and set up a program like that, you know, and let the finances of the state fund the county, the district, and the district to fund you so you could travel, you know, and spend time with these kids, you know. These vatos, these programs of the left side, and you know what I mean, I'm not getting political in here from the left to the right, but a lot of them on the left side, they have these programs where they get pipas away and they have homeless encampments there, dog, you know, and for each vato is 50 grandes, 50,000 for each person that the program gets, dog. He don't get it, they get it, dog. At the math, at 50 plus 50, hija de su madre, that's a big old chunk, homie, you know. They'll pay everything off, homie, you know. But if we could prevent them from going through those kind of programs and get them when they're young, homie, you don't have to worry about teaching an old dog a trick, homie, because they already got it down packed. And they steer them away from those kind of lifestyles, homie, you know? Why? Because it's the lifestyle that we live in, the example that you talk about and speak to them about, dog, that they're able to catch it. If they're able to catch it, they're able to make a difference to their lives. They could apply certain things into their life, homie. A lot of times they want to hear the craziness. The majority of the time they want to hear the craziness, you know? Which is fine to an extent. You know, you don't have to get too detailed, but yet it helps out, homie. So those programs that you do, you keep pushing, homie, because those kids, those youngsters are listening to you. You know, I remember when I went into the office and the principal's office, and I sat in the chair, you know, like, damn, the principal runs this whole school, you know, I would always be in trouble, you know, but yet I was sitting down in her chair, you know what I mean? And the kids were going by and looking at me, and they're pointing at me to hear the story, like they were just amazed into what we spoke to them, you know? That's dropping nuggets, homie, you know? You're investing in in young men's and young women's lives, homie. They're gonna remember that as long as they live, homies, you know? That's our job, that's our duty as Chicanos, as raza, business owners, whatever you wanna call yourself. That's our job, so the future of these kids could be brighter than ours, homie. And it's always best for the kids, how can I say it? Be kind to the kids, homie. Because in the long run, homie, that's the next future, dog. You gotta teach them right. You gotta raise them right, homie. So they don't disrespect people, get caught up in drama or anything, or pisto, yesca, or whatever, dog. You gotta teach them right, homie. so they don't get caught up. They'll own everything, homie, you know? Así le hacen los judíos. And us, we're too stubborn, we're too hard-headed. We go to war with each other, dog, you know? We strip one thing after another, and you know what I mean? And next thing you know, you're like, man, why are you tripping, fool? Oh, it's because of this. Man, Vato don't even got a freaking holly, homie, you know? You know? Vato don't got a freaking holly. He don't got nothing going on for himself. It's just a bunch of hatred, and him as a kid, he didn't have what you have, and him as an adult, he don't have what you have, but yet he wants to take it away from you. He wants to strip it away from you, you know what I mean? That's crazy, you know, but it's our job to when they're young, that we teach them, right? There was a guy that left a comment in there, you know, not just for the raza, that's right. It's for, you know what, when they're young, homie, when they're young, I don't care what skin color they are, dog. You treat them right. You treat them fair, homie. When they get older, just treat me with respect. That's it, homie, you know? But it's the truth, you know? When they're young, hey, man, you know, let me spit some game at you so they could learn. There was a guy here this last week. He said, nah, man, let them learn. They'll learn some way, somehow. No, it's our job. It's our responsibility that people that been around to spit game at them, to try to at least get their attention some way, somehow, dog. You know, you don't think that I go over there and go clown with the youngsters? I do, dog. I do. I swear, my son is there. He'll witness it, you know? I'll just go up to him like, damn, fool, look at that hair, dog. That looks crazy. Have you ever slicked it back, fool? And they'll be like, damn, what's up, OG? What's up, OG? Have you ever slicked it back? Nah, man. I go, man, 20 years, 20, 30 years from now, you're going to be like, what the F was I thinking with that hair? And they'll look at me, pura cabela, fool. What's up, man? Hey, man, what's up, dog? You all right, homie? You know, and I break the ice. Yeah, I'm all right, OG. Man, you going to school, fool? You know what I mean? You going to school, you going to Clecha? You know, I'll mix it up, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to school. Or feed me, then, dog, you know? What do you plan to do? And just get some insight and just throw them a little nugget here and there, dog, you know? That's our responsibility as adults, homie, you know? If we don't do it, who's going to do it, homie? Their parents might be lost. Their tios are probably in the pinta, dog. They're probably torcidos, you know? But you keep on pushing, you know? I'm just saying we need to be honest and help the youth. Guide them. Yes, that is bee's knees. The bee's knees. Yeah, that's right. It's the truth, Holmes, you know? You know, when a kid hands you a phone, dog, you answer the mother sucker, homie. Hello? What's happening? Oh, little baby boy, yeah, he's right here. Yeah, he gave me the phone. All right, hey, baby boy, it's for you. You know? You role play, homie. I don't care how gangster you think you are. You role play, homie, you know? Today, a little, his name is Kobe, our son. He's all like, hey, and he has a phone, right? He's 3 years old, I think. Look at the spiders. And I had to grab the phone, and you know what I mean? I took this time off from doing the weights, you know what I mean? Because he was in the gym. Like, oh man, that's a lot of spiders, huh? He's like, yeah, they're in the neck. I'm like, yeah, they're in the neck. You just gotta be careful. And he goes, yeah, and he grabbed the phone and he took off, you know? But whatever the case might be, you just go with it and make them feel special, because you don't know what they're going through, you know? I know me as a kid, I went through some hard stuff, homie, and it's not our jobs to find out, dog. It's our jobs to put a smile on their face. Mark says, you drove 3 hours in traffic back and forth, 6 hours to donate 8 hours of inspiration speaking at a school of all races, mostly white and some with money, but definitely was a mixed group. Never will forget the impact. That's right, dog. That's the truth, Holmes. It doesn't matter, homie, you know? But as long as we give our part and do our part, we'll be all right, man, you know? Oh, what's up, Ventu? What's cracking? I'm not gangster, too old. That's right. Ventu, that's right, Holmes. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Much love. What's up with YouTube? Let me see the comments. Cool, that's right. Much love, Vato. Us. Salute. I can't read the last. It's a salute. Much respect from Stockton. Oh, what's up, homito? Stand in the gap. Yeah, dog. That's what we do. We stand in the gap, you know? Much love from Paramonte. What's up, man? Calibel. What's up, man? Hey, saludos. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Double tap that screen. It went up, finally went up, but there was a hyena in here dropping some gifts. I was like, oh damn, I even got a baby lion or a cat. You know what I mean? And I got the galaxy. I got all that, man. I never got that, dog. You know, I don't know so much about social media. I just know how to go live y vámonos, dog. I have a lot of hard time how to block certain things, but you know, nevertheless, as long as the camera's rolling, we're good to go, man. You know. Love your interview with Negra, yes, but you know, like I said it, Ventu, I'm too busy in the future, you know. Nah, but we want to hear your story. We want to hear. Okay, let's hear the story. But I'm too busy in the future, you know. Didn't speak no names like that, and always keep it cool, cordial, and respectful, and you know, and yeah, and I got to experience my life stories, you know, my stories. There was plenty more, and there's more to those stories that I spoke about, but I can't mention them up on camera. I can't, you know, I refuse to speak political in social media. You know, I don't do that because I don't speak about prison life like that, making this, making that, or this vato this or this. I never ever speak like that, never. Because when I decided to walk away, Holmes, 20 years ago and leave that life behind, I meant it. You see what I mean? You would never see me in the barrio doing my things, ain't Holmes, no. You know? But when they still call me by my nickname, yeah, you know what I mean? That's my nickname. That's what they used to call me. You know? I can't tell my homies that I grew up with, they don't call me that fool, you know? They still love me, they still have respect. I just, you know, I do me and cause no problems and just go about my business, you know. But it's it was a crazy interview, but I couldn't say so much, you know what I mean? But what does vato mean? Vato means like A. Vato means a person. He's a vato individual, you know. That's, you know, they're supposed to represent the cultura, the gangsterish, the Bonnaroo-ish of him being Bonnaroo, whatever vato, you know, but they'll use that term into anybody. Este vato de allá, you know, meaning that guy from over there, meaning a person, you know. But it was really meant for, you know, this estilo, you know. I find so many people on this app, oh man. Orale, Rockin Chicano, man, it's going fast. I'm sorry, you guys. Wanna be gangster? Yeah, Eddie, I ain't gangster, dog. That's the truth, homie. I'm me, dog. I'm not gangster no more, dog. I'm freaking feed me as it comes, homie. I get along with everybody. I'm straight, dog, but never underestimate this person, dog. I keep it cool, whatever, but just like you will defend your familia, homes, and I believe that, dog. And no need to be proved to be gangster here. You will never see a barrio here or viejos. No, we don't need that. I got my logo, you know, Rockin Chicano. I find so many people on this app from everywhere. I want that respect. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I sent you a message. All right, carnal. All right. I hope I get it, dog. I go through the whole message. So if you message me here on TikTok, feed me. God bless you, brother. Good to see you here. That's right, Gil. Gracias a ustedes. You know, I've been fortunate. I've been blessed, homie. You know, I've been good, dog. You know what I mean? What up, brother? Gangster to me is you're going to learn the hard way. Yes, dog. Yes, homie. You know, when you live that life, homie, it's a life of destruction, dog. It's a crazy life, homie, that, you know, that gets to you, dog, you know? And the one that only wins, homie, is the system, dog. The system is the only one that wins, dog, you know? And that's sad because so many millions that the system, billions that the system has proven out of the ignorance of our gente, out of the so-called gangster, you know? And that's it, you know? All the system has been destruction, and, you know, and we all fell into the trap, and they made money out of us. They made so much money, they got stock market, they got walking horse. You know, and it's like, man, all these private industry, that individual that was running for governor, he made billions, dog, out of private prisons, dog. And they were just handing out CDC hot pancakes, dog. You know, and it's like, damn, man. You know, when are we gonna ever catch it? You know, but it's true what you said, dog. You learn the hard way, you know. Like I told my grandson, the only one who have your back is your family. Yes, we just spoke on that, dog. You know, that is the truth, dog. Always. 19 and a life sentence. That's hard, dog. I want to build a better man. Look up, not down, you know? Bees knees, yes, it's true. You know, it's so easy to kick a man down while he's down. But what about you going down and lifting him up? That's a hard one, you know? That's why, you know, I get my followers, I don't take me wrong, but if you were talking about drama, talking all that, man, we have everything, or reaction video. Here's a reaction video of this and that. Nah, I mean, there's so much negative in our freaking cultura. There's so much madness going on that why would I want to bash somebody else, homie? For what, clout? So I could get the attention. Oh, F this, F that. Whoa, call that person out, you know? And those, mostly the latos, you know, I trip out on the latos where they like, hey, you know, here's this, here's that. They call the mother sucker up, homie, you know? But the cultura is different, you know? They try to chase the fame and do this. I don't, dog. I'm blessed, homie. Whatever he gives me, you know? This, like I mentioned before, I throw it in there. It's a little golden nugget. It helps out. It's always been positive. I've never gone and caused ruckus, or you know what I mean? And everything is to fight for what is ours and what is right, homie, you know? The ones that are down are the ones that least expected, that's right. I take bonds seriously. I want us all up, that's right. I don't stick around haters. Iron sharpens iron, bees knees, and it's the truth, you know? When you hang around with negative always seems to be like a cancer, and doubt starts creeping in, and that's where you have to separate the bone from the marrow, dog. You know, like, is this person good enough for me? Is this, you know, it's a funny thing that I have many friends and many associates, dog. Many of them. I met so many people, but close, man, I can count them with like 2 fingers on them. Yeah. Close that I could call up and, hey man, you know. But of course, there's a lot of people out there, my good friends. Hey, thank you, love and respect, you know. But close friends is only like 2, you know. Always gotta be careful, keep your guard up, and keep on asking, and keep on going. Where did I get those sunglasses? Right here on TikTok, Rockin Chicano. Check it out, you know. Follow the link, and it'll take you to the página. Same, yes, that's right. It says, oh, what does it say? What? Oh man, why is that on the West Coast? There are no blacks and brown unity. There is, dog. There is, homie. There is. Who said that? Respeto 734. Look, dog. Times have changed. Things are different now, dog. You know? You see morenos in all cities, dog. You see them everywhere, dog. In Norwalk, they're there, you know? I'm cool with them. I don't trip, dog. You know? As long as you keep the respect and vice versa. Is there knuckleheads on both sides? Yes, there is, dog. Yes, there is. I'm not gonna lie, homes, you know? But for the majority of the part, it's feedback, dog. Everything's been respectful. So far, so good. But there's some knuckleheads that get on there and stir things up, dog, you know? And they want to talk about history. Right now, the division about lowrider who came out with it first, it was a raza. But the morenos put in their estilo. You know, and to this day, I'm going to be honest. You know, we came out with the lowrider, that's fine. We'll take credit. Who came out with the suit? The Moreno did. Who do we bump in the car, homie? Moreno music, dog. That's the truth. I mean, I can't lie. That you got oldies, the majority of them, they made it. So we're bumping it. So we can't say, if we say, nah, hey, that's freaking crock, homie. That's a lie, dog, you know? The majority where you go to South Central and all that, you see black and brown, dog. Of course, wherever you're at, there's gonna be tension at times, it's, even with our own kind, dog, you know? But, you know, so far so good, you know? Except for some knuckleheads, you know, especially that the Morenos go on here to try to separate, or, you know what I mean? And they might catch some raza, but nevertheless, it's always been firme. How can I put it to you, dog? They know their boundaries. They know their respect, dog. You know the line. You don't cross it, and you keep it like that. But there is, dog. You see it all the time, homies, you know? You see a lot of raza hyenas with Morenos now, dog. You know that? Do I trip? That's on them, dog. I don't gotta sleep with them. They do, dog. That's their pedo, homies. You know what I mean? Who am I to judge, dog? You know? Why am I gonna sit there? You know, to heck with it. That's what they chose, homie. That's who they fell in love with. That's them. That's not my love life, homie. I got my own issues and my own marriage, homie. You know? So you see it more often. You see it more in cities, but you know, my neighbors and people across the street from us. You know, it's always respect, dog. That's the nitty gritty. Just having respect, homie. You know, that's it. As for the system, I don't speak on the system, dog. I mentioned that before. I don't speak on political things. That's none of my business, dog. You know, I'm not busted, and I'm not a representative. You know what I mean? So that's their issue. Whatever goes down, goes down. And you know, the sad thing is that there'll be pleitos, there'll be rayetas. They'll win, we'll win, they win, we'll win. So we think, but you know who really wins, homie? The system does. And I just mentioned that earlier. They don't care, homie. They'll keep on throwing people in there and make money out of us. You know, so, but as for out in the guys, yeah, for the most part it is, dog. So you might just see certain things on social media that, man, but, you know, it's just, you know, you go into a barrio, they're gonna respect it. If they don't, then you know already know what's gonna happen. When Raza goes into their cripos or their sangres, and we don't respect it, what's gonna happen? You know, vice versa, dog. So it's just respect. That's it, dog. You know. Laura says facts. Love the serapis. Gracias. What else? Maravilla in the house, and he says Alex is Black Power. That's right, homie. Saludos to you, Alex. You know what I mean? I can't. Yes, he's proud of his race, dog. I can't. You know what I mean? If he wants to say that he's proud of it, then who am I to say no? Cause I'm proud of my race, homie. You deny your race, man. Right? You guys bring a flavor to the estilo, dog. I mean, Poncho Sanchez, you know, freaking Boogaloo and Mambo and all that. It's just a mix, homie. It just, you know what I mean? Mongo Santa Maria, and you know what I mean? And Willy Bobo and all. It mixes it up into what we are now, what we listen to, what my uncles listen to, dog. And you guys have a lot to bring to the table, dog, you know? The OGs listen to Latin jazz. Where does it come from? It comes from there. Puerto Rico, it comes from the island, fool, you know? So we have a mix of everything. Sometimes they're moreno, sometimes they're, you know, and the funny thing, they'll be like, no soy negro, no soy, you know, soy puertorriqueño. They're just fine. That's to them, dog. You know, you can't, you know. But did they bring a lot to the table? Heck yeah, they did. Ralphie Pagan and all that, you know. They brought a lot to the table, dog. It was something beautiful to this day, you know. I listened to Willy Bobo, freaking, man, Mongo Santa Maria, for sure, dog. You know, Hector Lavoe and all them. Good music, dog. Famia, if you never heard of Famia, Google it. You have all that music. It came over like a wave and knocked down all the other industries, you know. They came like a storm. All that Boogaloo and Latin jazz just came in and destroyed everything, dog, you know. Tito Puente and all them, you know. All the music that they developed, it just boom. All the Latin jazz, all the bombas, all the old school lowriders from the 70s and 80s and 60s, they all brought that music and combined it, dog, you know. And if you're OG, old school, you would listen to Tito Puente, you know, Pete Bang Bang, you know, some old boogaloo, and it's like, damn, fool, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? What the heck is that, you know? And it comes from the barrios, dog. It comes from New York, from Puerto Rico. They brought it down, and you know, we bumped it. We still bump it to this day, dog. You know, we love it, dog. You know, so did Puerto Rico have a lot to do with it? Yeah, they did, homie. They did. They had a lot to do with it. To this day, I wish I could go to Cuba, homies. You know what I mean? But it's in destruction, dog. You know, it's no good. I heard they just took $100 million aid to Cuba, but I don't know if they accepted it or not. From last I heard, they didn't. But if they did and they bring it back, God, that's something beautiful. We all gotta go visit, you know. It's a beautiful land, but the buildings are into destruction, you know. And like all the islas, they brought us that estilo. They brought us that funk, homie. They brought us into that the rhythm, homie. You know. And it does come from Africa, dog. They bring it down, but they perfected it. When it came and hit us, oh man. We hit it mainstream, homie. That's right. Willie Bobo, yeah, that's right, dog. He was bad, homie. He's a bad dude, dog. You know, I think one of my favorite songs would have to be hell, man, it has to be Mungo Santa Maria, dog. But then again, dog, you know, Guajira, in Azul, oh man, that thing is bad, dog. The congas, everything is playing, and we're from Norwalk, so in Norwalk, it's Poncho Sanchez came from there, you know, and he would play the congas, and they didn't accept him, dog, because he was Chicano. But thank God they were able to accept him. Now that fool lives in Newport Beach, dog, you know, does concerts, you know. But Puerto Ricanos had a lot to do with our style, you know. So when am I coming to Arizona and bringing merch? I think we're looking at October. That's what we're looking at, you know. Good to meet the man. Got to meet the man. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Poncho Sanchez is pretty cool. You know, he'll tell you he's from the city of the barrio and there, you know, and he got away, and, you know, and he was able to have something for you, you know. But anyways, it's 9 o'clock. It's already 2 hours in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe and share. And thank you guys. October 17th, I'll be in Arizona, Laura. I'll be there for sure. I'll be at Peoria. I think that's the name of the city. Have Bombs Without Boundaries. That's the name of the show in Peoria. Oh no, I was saying nice to meet. All right, that's right. Yeah, he's pretty cool, dog. He's pretty cool. All right, pues. Frank Wino, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hey, gracias, Frank, for tuning in. You know what's up, dog. Pharaoh's always had my back. Gracias. All right, pues. I'm about to bounce. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of the night. I've been here 2 hours, and gracias, and much love and respects. And I'll see you out there at the shows, homie. All right, let's go.